Hey everyone, and welcome back to the United Star. I am Atanu Vadva, and I am joined by Mr. John Foster from All for United WFC. He's also a writer for United Stand, and he's been one of the most supporting fans of the United Star. So, welcome to the channel, John. And first of all, a very happy belated birthday.
Thank you for that. Yeah, it's my birthday. Yeah, so that's all gone down now. Focus is on the FA Cup. So, but yeah, it's been an exciting week, hasn't it? I've had a week off work, and a lot of transfers have happened, which I know that we'll speak about. A lot of good results have happened recently, and hopefully another good result this Sunday. So, yeah, it's been a good birthday for me.
Yeah, and Marc Skinner is like he promised the fans that we'll bring in some exciting players in the January window. And I think on 30th night, I was like, no, we aren't signing anyone. What's the point of the deadline? Sorry, not on 30th. On 26th, I was like, what's the point of, what's the point of this window? We haven't signed anyone. The opposition, the rival fans are celebrating. A certain Swedish striker didn't join us and joined Arsenal. I don't know the name. Do you know the name? I don't remember.
Never heard of her. Definitely didn't want her. No.
Yeah, but on the final day, United did not make one signing. United did not make two signings. United made three signings. Diane Caldwell, Jade Moore or Moore, I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing the name right, and Signe Bruun from Lion.
Yeah.
Sorry, again,
Yeah.
pronunciation is quite bad. Uh, Leon, yeah, Leon. I'm sorry, yeah, Leon. I had this written down in the notes, and I was like, okay, how to pronounce this club's name? But yeah, three signings. John, how are you feeling?
I've only just recently come down from it because I think the first day everything happened so quickly. You're automatically excited and you're buzzing. I think the second day started to sink in and you started assessing the players a little bit more about how they're going to fit in and why these specific players. It's only recently that I've started to calm down a little bit, and hopefully we might see them on the pitch on Sunday as well. I think they're very intelligent signings. I think it's very clever. One of the chaps yesterday, I think it might have been Andy who said it, Andy O'Nions, he said he's probably got the best out of the budget that he had. And I think that's a very good comment. That's why I just thought I'd shout him out there. I think he's right. I think when you look at the players that we've brought in, two of them potentially not necessarily going to be first choice most of the season. They're there to give others a rest. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm sure they'll play the way into the starting 11 at some point. And then you've got one other who will especially want to start game in, game out. So I think we wanted depth in certain areas. We've got that. And we needed a clinical striker, and we've got that. So very impressed, and I really hope that it works out now. I hope that they hit the ground running, because that's always a worry. You know, they haven't played in England. Well, two of them I don't think have ever played in England. So I think it's going to be interesting. I'm excited to see how it pans out. I just hope that they settle down very quickly, and I think they have. And yeah, let's look forward to the rest of the season now.
Yeah, and I'm quite impressed the way we signed Diane Caldwell and Signe Bruun. We had heard that we might sign Jade Moore. I'll call her Jade because I don't know how to pronounce the surname. Uh, yeah, so we like Emma Sanders did hint towards Jade signing for United, but Diane Caldwell, everyone was surprised. Who is she? But in that caption, in that Twitter caption, or in that Instagram caption, she wrote everything she's worked in her life was to join Manchester United, and she's a lifelong United fan, and that really tells you that players do want to play for the club, players do want to play for the badge, and Skinner's recruitment plan was criticized by some part of the fan base. Whether it was Skinner's fault for not signing anyone in the window, in like except for the deadline day, or was it any a fault of the from the club side, we won't know. But we have signed three players, and I'm really impressed by how we pulled off the signing of the Danish international Signe Bruun, an amazing player. She's been talked about a lot in Europe. She's played in the UWCL. She won the Division One of France with PSG. I remember she scored 5 goals in a game against, I don't remember. I think it was Bosnia. She scored 5 goals in that game, and she won the Danish Player of the Year award. When there is a player like Pernille Harder playing for Denmark and Signe Bruun won the Danish Women's Player of the Year award, that tells you that Denmark do have a very good pool of talent, very good pool of quality players, and Signe Bruun is one of that. And she's a fantastic addition to the forward line. John, do you think if she makes a debut against Bridgewater or beat Chelsea, we know she'll score a goal, but how many goals will she score? Do you want to predict that?
I don't want to predict against Bridgewater because I don't think that's fair on Bridgewater. I think we've got to be careful of that team, and we'll come on to some sort of conversation about Bridgewater soon. But I think what we have got here is a bit of a statement in the signing. So I know that there's players out there that may have been fans' first choice, but you've got to remember some of these players are already playing in Champions League. They don't want to come to a team who's not playing in Champions League. They would have been asked, but some of these players didn't choose to come to us. It wasn't anything about Skinner not wanting these players. Of course, you're going to want some of the best players with the best attitudes as well. Let's not forget, he's chose wisely here. He's not just chose fantastic players. He's chose players with a certain personality as well. And I think we have to remember that. But I think in the striker, we've got someone there who can compete with Russo, can potentially play with Russo. If Martha Thomas does get injured, it's not an issue because we've got another striker now who can bang in goals. And I think that's the level that we need to get to. We've managed to get a striker who wasn't playing regularly at a current club, but it's a very top club. So she was playing second fiddle to a fantastic striker, and we managed to get that player to us now. I think that's the kind of level that we're at. If we make Champions League, hopefully she'll stay, and that will encourage other top players to come to us. But I think for me, this recruitment, this January transfer window has been absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, it was a statement recruitment of Signe Bruun, Diane Caldwell, and Jade Moore or Jade Moore. This shows that United won't settle for anything less than top three. They won't settle anything less than the cup silverware. And I'm really proud of this team and the way they've played in the recent games. 6 wins in a row, 0 goals conceded, and 18 goals scored. Every player who's been on the pitch has done wonderfully. Be it Sophie Bagley, Mary Earps, the defenders, the full backs, the midfielders, the forwards. Everyone has been on their A game. And I really want to talk about our skipper, Katie Zellem. She's been on fire recently, and I don't know whether it's the inclusion of Haley Ladd and Vilde Borisa into the team, and that brings out the natural game of Katie Zellem, or is it the Skinner ball magic, which has finally been everyone's comfortable with Marc Skinner's game plan. But I'm really liking the player that Katie Zellem is playing. The Katie Zellem has become right now, and Vilde Borisa again a fantastic summer signing is playing like she's been playing for us for ages. The centre backs have been doing well, but John, who according to you has stood out in the last 6 games in this winning streak?
Well, you mentioned Katie. I don't know her exact stats, but I know that it's been on the Man United women's Twitter page. I think it's something like 3 goals and 4 assists in about 7 games. Yeah, which that's not come by accident. That's game in, game out. Has she played better because other players are around her? Yeah, probably. Yeah, I think all the midfielders now, that midfield combination of Tooney out wide, but with Borisa, Ladd, and Zellem, I think those 3 have got that good understanding. The stats speak for themselves. You can go through every individual, and they've all scored, they've all assisted. As you mentioned earlier, they're scoring as a team and they're not conceding. And this isn't just 1 game; this is 6 games, potentially 7 on Sunday. So that's not a fluke. That's 3 players there who know each other's role, and it's working really good. So I think the midfield 3 you have to shout out. Tooney gets a lot of plaudits, and so does Russo. So we can always talk highly of them. But I think one player who may sometimes go under the radar, that's Mannion. I think she done absolutely fantastic against Arsenal. She's a lot of players, so she's a lot of fans' favourites in the game against Tottenham. But for me, that Arsenal game, to keep those players, those attackers at bay, she's done absolutely amazing. So for me, I was going to shout out Mannion because as a defender, sometimes you don't get the plaudits that you deserve. So for me, let's talk, how good Mannion's done as well.
Yeah, like Aoife Mannion is my favorite player, and I do understand that when the likes of Ella Toon and Alessia Russo have been consistent for the whole season, there have been other players as well who go under the radar. And I like to talk. I'd like to talk about Kirsty Smith. You
Yeah.
know, yeah, she I don't know whether you think or not, but I've seen fans say that she is a squad player, but I think we don't have two-star fullbacks. We have three-star fullbacks. Kirsty Smith, Ona Bhatti, and Hannah Blundell. The way Kirsty Smith has been playing on the left flank, the link up with Leah Galton has been fantastic.
Mhm.
Against the in the Tottenham game as well, I think she tried to take a shot or two, and I was like, okay, I'd like to see Kirsty Smith on the score sheet as well. But she stepped up in every game she's been asked to play. Whether I think we haven't seen Ona Bhatti and Hannah Blundell start together because I think in our last game of the 2021 against Villa, both were down with COVID. So Skinner is managing their minutes and not burning them
Yeah.
out. So that is why we have seen more of Kirsty Smith, and she's performed admirably well. Um, Aoife Mannion as well. But we saw Millie Turner as well come into this side, and we looked like a rejuvenated side
Mhm.
uh, with Mannion and Millie Turner at the heart of the defense. Thor is a wonderful player. I'm not going to deny that. The way she played in that Arsenal game, I think it was the Arsenal game she played as the right back.
Yeah.
Fantastic. That Arsenal game, like, yes, we've seen lots of late winners in the whenever we have faced Arsenal, but that game was like, yes, Marc Skinner is the underdog. United are the underdogs, and we are happy to say that. And the way the team fought against Jonas when he tried to do something like he was standing up to Martha Thomas. I think that was a bit immature on his side, but the way
Yeah.
the whole team came together, that really shows us that we are not dependent on one or two players. We are a team. We stand there for each other. The fans are there. The 12th players. Marc Skinner also came in, and that really tells you that this is the chemistry in the squad is quite well. And credit to Mark there. He's been he's been doing a wonderful job, in my opinion. And you are Mark Skinner's number one fan, John. So let's start the Skinner supremacy.
Yeah. Look, I think he's done a cracking job. I think a lot of people at the start were maybe a little bit blinded by the record as Orlando, not knowing the full facts even. I think some fans did know the facts and chose not to. Not to really give him the opportunity. But I think a lot of fans gave him that opportunity. Started the season okay, then went on a bit of a streak where we drew a lot of games that potentially we should have won. But in that period of time, he's trying to do a style of play with players who have never played this way before. He obviously believed in this way of playing. That's why he was brought in. That's why he's tried to do it. And I think some fans got a bit impatient, saying, well, he doesn't need to play this way potentially, or he's not communicating this style of play correctly to the players. I get that. And it was a gamble from Skinner, but it's a gamble now that's paying off. We can see his style of play. And the fact that he's now gone on this unbeaten streak, not the winning streak, not just unbeaten, it's a winning streak. People can actually start seeing now, oh, the things he was saying in interviews 3 or 4 months ago, we're actually seeing that on the pitch. And I'm talking about invading space behind, playing the ball in a way where the opposition have been forced to come out of position to play wingers, not necessarily as the way that we used to seeing them. We've seen them, we now see them cut inside. Not even they occupy space out wide, but they don't necessarily run down the touchline. If they do, that's like a plan B, or that's just another way of getting players out of position. What we've got now is a way of playing. We've got a plan A, we've got a plan B, and we've got a plan C as well. And opponents don't know how to cope with us at the moment. I am fully aware that at some point, we are going to start losing again. We're not going to continue to win every game. We've seen that this season with Arsenal and Chelsea. They have come unstuck against teams that they should be winning. It's going to happen that the league's strong, but I think what we have got now is we've seen a bit of what we have seen now is Skinner's style of play actually working, and it's now up to the players to actually play at that level that they played against Arsenal game in, game out. We've got the new additions who I'm pretty sure, especially Jade Moore, because she's worked with Skinner in the past, she'll understand what Skinner wants of her. We know that Diane's going to give her heart and soul away because she loves the club as well. And the striker's going to speak for herself. So for me, I think it's exciting, but I'm not going to get carried away. And I know that we're going to lose games from now till the end of the season. That's fine. But what we have seen is progression. And just to finish up on this, just remember where he was when Skinner took over. Think of all the players who left. Think about what Twitter was saying about absolutely everything. A lot of fans would have been happy with just to maintain fourth place. We've now got fans thinking, if we continue this run, we're going to win the league. We're going to come second. Some people are saying they'll be disappointed if they get fourth now. Not many fans were saying that when Skinner first took over. It's Skinner's brilliance who's actually got us into a mentality where we as fans think fourth will be a disappointment. If we won the clock 6 months ago, a lot of people would have been happy with fourth. So, yeah, I can talk for another hour about Skinner, but I'll let you kind of say what you want to say on him as well.
Yeah, like I do agree with everything you've said, that when Skinner came in, people were like, okay, we'll get fourth or maybe we'll get fifth. We won't be able to go past the quarterfinals or the fourth round in the cup. But we are in the semi-finals. We have just beaten Arsenal. We have beaten Manchester City in the group stages. And yeah, I do get when people will bring out the stats of United under Skinner, when we lost to Chelsea, when we lost to Arsenal, when we drew the three games, Everton, Spurs, and City were down to 10 players. But when he came in, he won the first two games. Then he lost to Chelsea. Then he won against, I think it was Birmingham. So he was still learning. Like when he went to Orlando Pride, the WSL was different, and when he has come into the WSL right now, the league is different. The league is very much different. There are new players. There are much more talented players. So he just needed time, and he was given a squad. And I don't think he was given the opportunity of making his own signings in the summer because he came in too late into the window. So he learned about the squad. He tried to adapt to whatever the squad was doing. He tried to implement some of the new game plans, some of the new strategies. And John, you'll agree that it takes time. He had a preseason, I do agree, but there were many players who didn't play in the preseason because they were out for international duty, or they had just come in from the international duty. So Mark didn't want to burn them out. So he needed time, and I do agree. I was there criticizing him when we weren't able to win games, but now 6 wins in a row. Nobody could have predicted it, and that too with 6 clean sheets. That just tells you. And we've scored 18 goals, and it's not like two or three certain players have scored all the goals. We have around 6 or 7 different goal scorers, and that tells you that we aren't a side that is a bit dependent on individuals. We are a well-drilled players. I think it was 17, 18 players in our squad, and you give them the opportunity, they'll perform. And I do agree that there will be times when we do lose, but I'll always remember this run of games because this has been very special, and nobody could have predicted that United would be second and third in January end, because last year we were first and then we lost many games due to injuries. We didn't have many players due to injuries, and we lost out in the top three. But this time we do have a chance of getting it to the top three, finishing our quest for the UWCL football, and build the team again in the summer, getting more star players. So I think, yes, I do want to see more improvement from the squad, because there are no side is perfect. I do want to
Yeah.
win us the league. Like, if there is a chance of winning us the league, I'd like to go there, because I'm getting carried away right now. But it's in reach. It's within reach. It's not like the league is with Arsenal or Chelsea.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I agree. It's definitely within reach, and I think we talk about taking it game by game. I think if Skinner knows that we play to our strengths, we just proved against Arsenal that if we play to our strengths, that we can win. So if we do take it game by game, we know that there will be opportunities to pick up these points, and then it really is in our hands. And I think it's a great position to be in. I'm just really excited to see what comes now.
Yeah, definitely. And you raised a wonderful point that Skinner likes to take it game by game. You'd ask him right now, what do you think about the Chelsea game? He say, we aren't playing Chelsea next. We are playing Bridgewater. The focus is Bridgewater, and that's the type of manager that I really like. Yes, Bridgewater are in the third tier of the women's football pyramid, but Skinner has always said that we will respect our opponents because you never know. It's a game of football. Form goes out of the window when you're playing in the FA Cup. So yes, Bridgewater United, we are much more calm and composed, but we should respect that side as well because they are also playing in a prestigious competition and they also would like to win. And
Yeah,
tomorrow we might see some academy players. We might see a perfect starting 11 that played against Spurs. We don't really know what will happen, but it's a good game and it'll be an enjoyable game. It's the FA Cup. It's a prestigious competition. Bridgewater are there to win. United fans are going to
yeah.
Bridgewater to support their team, and I think it is the stadium of Bridgewater United is sold out. It will be a record attendance for them, so it will be a wonderful football game. John, what are your thoughts about tomorrow?
I think it's going to be a great occasion. I think Bridgewater's going to come. I think the fans are going to be probably louder than the Man City fans, which might be hard. Had to get that one in there. But yeah, I think it's going to be a great occasion. I think Skinner's starting lineup will give them respect. And I think, yes, we talk about they're in tier 3, but they're fourth in a very strong tier 3 league. If we play a lot of youngsters and it doesn't quite work out, Skinner will be under a lot of criticism. I think he'll be under less criticism if we just play 2 or 3 academy players. In fact, I think that'll still be good because we'll still be seeing 2 or 3 academy players. We've also got to remember that we've got the likes of Fuso, who rarely starts, Carrie Jones, who rarely starts, Martha Thomas. We talk about Curtis Smith. There's going to be a lot of players that still need game time before some of the academy players. So we can't just look at Bridgewater and think, oh, let's play all our devs because it may not work out. And then just imagine if we get knocked out of the cup, it's all on Skinner for playing those youngsters. The youngsters won't get any criticism whatsoever. He'll come as a manager. So I think Skinner will be aware of that, even though that he'll probably spin it in the sense of we respect Bridgewater. I would probably just like to see maybe 2 or 3 academy players get game time. I don't even think they need to start, but if they can come on that second half, that would be great for me. As for the actual game itself, look, you expect us to be dominant, but Bridgewater is going to be fighting for their lives. This is their biggest game, probably the biggest ever game that they'll ever play. All their family members are going to be turning up. All the friends are going to be turning up. Everyone's going to be turning up. Even teams in Bridgewater's league will be turning up to support Bridgewater because it's such a big thing, and the community in that part of the pyramid, they all support each other, and it's going to be a massive atmosphere. I think it's 2,500 that's going to be there, which is better than sometimes what we get at Leeds Sports Village. I think that's what it was. I think it was over 2,000. So it's going to be amazing. We're going to be going down on the Barbie bus, so it's going to be an early start for me, and it's going to be a real good day, hopefully.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the game isn't being broadcasted. So we'll follow the updates from the fans over there and the MUWSC and the United official account. But, uh, even if we are not seeing it, in our heart, we know that United are playing Bridgewater. And with all respect to Bridgewater, I'd like to see United go out there and, perform their level best because that's what respecting your opponent is all about. You can't field a weak side full of academy players. Even if we do, I'll respect that. But we need to show some respect to Bridgewater as well. And yeah, they are out there. They are going there to win in front of they are playing at home, first of all, record attendance. So they will have this in their mind that we have to cause an upset to Manchester United. And the
Yeah,
team and United team need to keep that in their minds as well, that even though they are playing in the third tier, we can't take them lightly. We have to respect the opponent and play our best football, and hopefully progress further in the FA Cup and have a chance of winning the FA Cup as well. Because John, wouldn't it be perfect, top 3 in the WSL, Conti Cup trophy and the FA Cup trophy. I mean, stuff
That
of
would be a
dreams.
trouble. Yeah, absolutely. Look, I think at the start of the season, if you had turned around and said a cup final and top three, 90% of the people would have took that. I think anybody else would have just been greedy. So, look, I think any final, it doesn't need to be the FA Cup, it could be the Conti Cup final as well. That would be fantastic. Look, it's nice to be having these conversations. We could be sitting here in January thinking we're out of all the cups, while we're out of the Conti Cup, nowhere near the league, and just hanging everything on the FA Cup. Whereas now we're looking at, we could be winning this, we could be qualifying for this, we could be bringing these types of players in next summer. What we're seeing at the moment is we're seeing progression, and that needs to continue. Bridgwater game, you can't really look past that just yet, but it's hard not to when you're the strong favourites. We need to make sure now that whoever we come up against, we don't just get to a semi-final. We need to keep it going to a final, because that's progression. Then we've been to semi-finals before, it didn't work out. You could maintain it and get another semi-final. Would it be the end of the world? No, it wouldn't. But we, as United fans, we want to keep on pushing forward each season. And it looks like at the moment, we've got that morale boost, we've got that momentum, we've got everything going in the right way. So we need to strike while the iron's hot.
Yeah, definitely. And I think with three wonderful players coming into the squad, we have a chance of making all of that, all those dreams into reality. And I'd love to see us win some more games, defeat Chelsea in the semi-finals. But like Marc Skinner would say, don't focus on Chelsea right now, focus on Bridgewater, and that's what I'm going to do. Bridgewater game tomorrow. I think the kickoff is at 2 p.m. UK time, which will be 7:30 p.m. in India. So do even if the broadcast isn't there, do keep yourself updated with the Manchester United women's Twitter account or the Instagram account stories. Do keep updated with the score, and keep supporting women's football, keep supporting Manchester United. Follow John on Twitter. We'll add the link in the description. Subscribe to All for United WFC. They're doing a wonderful job. Player agents, players, journalists, fans, everything. And it's not just about Manchester United women's team. It's not just about Manchester United club as a whole. It's about women's football and the community. And it's really important that we uplift the game, because we are seeing a new movement as well. Equal FA Cup. We no ifs, no buts. We want an equal FA Cup, and that's really important. And I do support that movement. It's really important to have equality. And guys, just please subscribe to All for United WFC. They're doing a wonderful job. And sometimes you might see this face on the Friday Nights Fans Forum as well. So that's an added bonus, in my opinion. Uh, yeah, and follow John. And John, anything you'd like to say?
No, I think you hit the nail on the head there. I think it's really important that as a group of Man United fans, we can use our exposure to support the whole of the women's football pyramid. So it's great to see a lot of people jumping on board with that, coming onto our channel and supporting.
Yeah, definitely, John. Thank you so much for tuning into this. Do subscribe to our channel if you like this video. Press on that bell icon to not miss any updates. And we'll see you next time. Glory, glory, Man United.